Alright, so I did a video talking about season 8, episode 7 of Fear the Walking Dead. It was like a first impressions, and it was a terrible video. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was just such I thought the episode was crap. I've had a chance to reflect, and I was very wrong, and actually think that the episode is better than what I give it credit for. So, this isn't as much a first impressions, but more of a review of Season 8, Episode 7 of Fear the Walking Dead. So, the problem with the other video, if you saw it, which I only think like 20 people did, I only got like 20 views, but what I was very angry because of Troy saying that he killed Alicia. Now, I think I misunderstood that situation, because at one point Troy said he killed Alicia, but then he did say that you would find her or she might find you. I don't know. I was a bit confused. So I'm not really going to talk about that, but just be aware that at the end of the episode, Troy mentions Alicia and says, I don't remember exactly, but he mentions like that's what got her killed. So whether Alicia is dead or not, I really should put my thoughts in just the episode. So I'm not going to talk about that, but there you have it, in case you wanted to hear me talk about that, or we're wondering the same thing. I clearly misunderstood or understood, or I don't know, but I don't understand that situation, basically. A couple of other references is when Troy was there, which is a reference of itself, seeing Troy for the first time in so long. He's an OG. But when he mentions Jeremiah and Jake, that's really nice to hear them again instead of hearing about freaking Negan. Also, the flashbacks, seeing Madison kill Troy was only a little thing. It was only a little thing, but I thoroughly enjoyed seeing that, considering other flashbacks we've seen were like season 7, the episode of Mina. They were flashbacks to season 4, and some people might like the first half of season 4, but I ain't buying it, so. Seeing Troy again was definitely one of the highlights of this episode. Like, it was so good to see him come back, and I was perched on my chair. I was really ready for him, and he didn't seem to disappoint. He seemed like he was a lot more violent. I feel like what they might do with Troy, instead of make him less crazy, they're going to make him more ruthless and evil. I feel like already, I get the impression that Troy is a little more stable in terms of he was a bit like all over the place in season 3, and he was never one thing, and sometimes you might think that you have him under control and then you wouldn't, but by this point it seems that you don't have Troy under control. He's under control himself, and he's gonna basically make life a living hell to try and figure out where Padre is, which I will mention that's a problem. One of the things is that, or one of the really only things that Troy wanted is to know where Padre is. Now, maybe once again I am missing something, because I clearly seem to have missed so much, or like misunderstood so much in this episode. But why does Troy need Madison to say where Padre is? Like, I don't understand that. Can they not just try and find Padre? Like, yeah, I don't fully understand how big America is, but we're on about like a couple of states, if not one state. I don't know what state we're in. I don't know where we're going between, but like, you're going to eventually find Padre. So I'm not sure why we have to find Madison to find out where Padre is, and I'm not sure how we even found Madison in the first place. I know that she was on the radio. I don't remember if she said any coordinates or something, or if she just said like, I'm Madison, the leader of Padre. But I don't see why it's so hard to find Padre that you have to go this option. I think that the reunion between Madison and Strand wasn't the best. I saw that and I thought, wasn't very good, was it? Like, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't a terrible reunion. They got a hug, and I was dead excited when they first saw each other. But it caught us off guard, I think, the reunion. I didn't realise that we thought it was going to happen so quickly. And I just think that because there was someone else there, they couldn't fully just embrace each other and be like, oh my days, like, there's Strand, there's Madison. So, that was fine. The new people, I thought they were alright, like Strand's husband and the kid, the Strand's kid, adoptee kid, whatever relation the kid has to Strand, whatever you want to say. I thought they were nice, and I thought they seemed like good people, whether they were just in this episode or we'll see them a little bit throughout the last 5 episodes. I thought they were a nice addition, and it's not like a dead complex character or someone that you're introducing so late on. So I thought that was nice. I also think that Dane Garcia did a good job at directing this episode. I remember I was watching the episode thinking about how she directed it and thought, yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad that she did that. And I think that Madison, this episode, did feel like Madison, which is always a good thing. Madison never felt terrible in anything that she was in past season 3. Like, she was never terrible. Like, in season 4 was probably Madison, like, being the worst. But I think in season 7, in that one episode, she wasn't that bad. And I don't think she was that out of character and that bad in season 8A. So, yeah, but Madison was, I would say, good in season 8B, or the 7th episode, season 8, episode 7. So I'm very happy to see consistency with my favourite character. I also loved Daniel this episode. I really, really did. Anytime we saw Daniel, I was like, you get him, Daniel. Like, you go for it. Like, I absolutely love Daniel. Obviously, his character did change. He is definitely not the same guy in even season 6 and season 7. And we already knew that, though, from season 8A. So I do respect the decision that to kind of regress him. Not, I don't know what regress necessarily means, but, like, to undo. They kind of did undo his understanding. To the point where I honestly probably would just, for these last 5 episodes, just forget that Daniel has dementia. Just forget about it. Just make Daniel who he was. Let's see some conflicts with Strand. Let's see an overall resolution between the OGs. And let's see Daniel take on Troy. Because we never saw that. And Troy is responsible for Ophelia's death. So let's get some Ophelia references as well. It's a good opportunity there. And I think that this episode did show a little bit potential. Quite a lot of potential for these last remaining episodes. The last thing I want to mention, I already mentioned, but because it is a big thing, I want to say it again. But I loved Troy this episode. I really, really did. And I'm really excited to see what he brings. But it will be very hard for me to like Troy, especially on future watchings, if he did kill Alicia. I hope he didn't kill Alicia. And I still don't understand the conversation between what he said. Because at one point he said he killed Alicia and took her arm from a corpse. But then the next he said that he let her walk and Madison might find her. And then Alicia would have died off screen. And this would be like a similar thing that happened with Nick in terms of Charlie. Charlie killed Nick and no one liked Charlie. Charlie was done for. With Alicia, it might be different, but in my view, if it does happen that Troy killed Alicia, I just can't like Troy, at least from past season 3. So maybe, obviously, if we find out in the last episode that Troy killed Alicia, I might be able to enjoy Troy once, but if I ever rewatch it, I might not find that same enjoyment. But I don't want to fully touch over it. It's still fully speculation. We still don't know where Alicia is. We don't know what fully happened, so I can't fully speak about it, but I am excited for these last 5 episodes, and I'm looking forward to see what happens. I would give this episode a 7, maybe a 6, 6.5. That might not sound that good, but it is quite good. The episode had bad parts. It wasn't anything special, but it was enjoyable enough. It had its OG references. It had the OG characters. Nothing was inherently bad. So I would watch this episode again. I think that it was a little bit annoying, like with Anton. I didn't even mention that. That's like the whole episode of the name. Strand being Anton. I understand why, but I also think that, like, Strand still did what he did. Just changing his name weren't going to fix any of the problems. But episode seems like it could be pushing the ending of the season to be good. And maybe I could recommend that you would watch season 3 and then you would watch season 8B if you really want to find out what happens at the very end. But once again, I will keep my reservations and we'll see what happens. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.